All right, hey, shalom, shalom. Before I get started, as always, I want to give all praise unto our power, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachaha Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and salutations and blessings to the hopeful elect that is scattered throughout the four winds of the earth that believe wholeheartedly in the true doctrine that is being pushed throughout the four winds of the earth, who are in hope of mercy and salvation in these last seconds of Esau Edom's rule on the planet Earth. All right. As you can see in this title here of this article, I was just scrolling on the People's Voice, looking for the spirit to hop on me to go into something, and lo and behold, I came across this article right here entitled Singapore passes law to mandate jump shots and jail the unjump shot days after kill gates of hell high level visit. Okay, so you already see just from the title what this entails. All right, and it's not just this dude that was there, but you had this dude was there as well. All right, the Tedros, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but he's with the WHO. All right, and he was there as well. So they went over there to get this country to pass on law, all right, to jail those who refuse mandated jump shots. So what you think is next? Yeah, you guessed it. All right, the MOTB is going to be mandated, or you're going to receive capital punishment. All right, jail or put to death. This is just another step. All right, to their agenda that they're trying to push. All right, so let's read into this a little bit. It says something strange is happening in Singapore, just as Bill Gates and the WHO's Tedros wrapped up high-level profile visits with the nation's top leaders. Sweeping changes were quietly pushed through the country's legal system. Changes that now make it a crime to refuse mandatory authoritative jump shots. I'll say it like that. All right, mandatory government jump shots. Okay, it's against the law now over in Singapore. Remember, China, all right, is a staple for what the WHO wants to do. All right, that's their motto. Klaus Schwab said that a few years back. All right, it says yes, you read that right. Under new amendments to Singapore's Infectious Disease Act, the government can force jump shot citizens whenever they declare it necessary for public health. And citizens who decline government-ordered jump shots can now face jail time. First-time offenders may be in prison for up to 6 months or fined up to SGD 10,000 in US dollars. That's $7,000 or both. Repeat offenders, they're looking at 12 months behind bars and fines as high as 20 and 15,000 US. All right. It says Section 47 of the IDA also grants the government the power to force jump shot citizens if an break of an NFECT IOUS dis-ease in any area of Singapore is imminent. All right, and if you think that they're not going around to all the other countries that have signed on with this agreement to give the WHO complete power in case of an so-called OUT break, all right, you're sadly mistaken. There's been, I believe it was 113 countries, if I'm not mistaken, who all signed on the deal that just went to, I believe it was a few months ago, all right, the WHO treaty, all right, which gives them all power in case of a so-called OUT break, all right. So here's, I guess this is the order. Like, this is my first time reading it with you all here. So let's see. It says power to order certain persons to undergo jump shot or the prophylaxis. It says in an OUT break or a suspected OUT break of an infectious disease in any area in Singapore, the Director General of Health may by order direct any person or class of persons not protected or jump shotted against the disease to undergo jump shotted or other prophylaxis within the period specified in the order. In addition to the power conferred by subsection, where it appears to the Director General of Health that A, an OUT break of an infectious disease in any area in Singapore is imminent, and B, it is necessary or expedient to do so for the securing of public safety. Now, we know what the scriptures say, all right? When they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction, all right? They always going to say it's necessary for the safety of the public, all right? It says the Director General of Health may by order direct any person or class of persons not protected or jump shotted against that infectious disease to undergo jump shot or other prophylaxis within the period specified in the order. 3. Any order made under subsection 1 or 2 may specify the person by whom and the manner in which the jump shot or the prophylaxis is to be carried out. So it can be, they can strap you down, all right, forcibly, as it said up earlier, all right, or however other measure prophylaxis need to be carried out. They're going to make it happen, all right. So we're moving into a global totalitarian system, not just here in Babylon. We're talking about a global one, all right. As the scripture says in Revelation 13, he causeth all right. 4, it says, where any order is made under subsection 1 or 2, the Director General of Health must cause notice of the effect of the order to be given in such manner as the Director General of Health thinks necessary for bringing it to the notice of all persons. So whatever they got to do to make sure everybody know what's going on, they're going to do it. All right? To make notice of all persons who, in the opinion of the Director General of Health, ought to have notice of it. All right? So that can even be shutting down everything, just like they did going back March of 2020. Put everybody on notice. All right? It says the timing of the dystopian legislation is impossible to ignore. That's right. It says Bill Gates, one of the world's most prominent jump shot advocates and the figurehead of the Gates Foundation, and Tedros of the WHO, director of the WHO, have just completed a 2-day visit to Singapore. In 2 days, they got it cracking. They got the country to bend at their will. Okay? It says during the trip, closed-door meetings were held with Singapore's new Prime Minister Lawrence Wong, as well as senior ministers Lee Hsien Loong and Teo Chee Hean. All right, so they was having closed-door meetings. It's about to be on in the entire planet Earth. All right. It says Gates also announced his foundation would open a new Asia office in Singapore, a move supported by the Singapore Economic Development Board That announcement was made on May 5th by the prestigious Philanthropy Asia Summit 2025, just hours before the updated laws were revealed. All right. It says, while the government has not directly linked the legislation to kill Gates' visit, critics are raising eyebrows as a synchronized timing. All right. Because, yeah, people ain't stupid. All right. People see what the hell is going on, man. All right. I wonder what the hell is wrong with some of you Israelite groups out there. You don't see what the hell's going on? All right. It says, especially even Gates' global influence in jump shot policy and his standing interest in controlling infectious disease response mechanisms across national borders. In a city-state known for strict enforcement and centralized authority, the question now looming large is, will other countries follow suit? Absolutely. All right? Absolutely they'll follow suit. Because this is a worldwide agenda that's being pushed. And it's ultimately geared to get you to take the MOTB. Mainly you Israelites. All right? That's who this is all geared to. But everybody else in the process just going to have to get down. All right? But this is the trial of our, this is going to be the ultimate trial of everyone's faith. All right? All us as Israelites. All right? Because this is the next step. The law is in place that you will have to take it or face penalties. Okay? And this is only dealing with the jump shot for right now. But you already know. All right? What the end goal is. It's the micro C-hip. It says, as public resistance to forced medical procedures grows around the world, Singapore's move, coinciding with the Gates visit and expanding influence, may signal a new phase in global health governance. And it's raising the question many are now asking, who's really calling the shots? Yeah. This is the so-called white man's world, his agenda. All right? And he has an agenda, and this man is a part of the elite bankers' agenda on pushing these jump shots, which ultimately is going to correlate right with the MOTB, which is the micro C-hip. All right? So let's get some scriptures, man. All right? Because we here. You know what I'm saying? We here. We sound like a broken record because we're constantly warning, as the scriptures say. But so the hell what? All right? So the hell what? Because everybody's walls or their bubble is all looking the same. Everybody's bubble is starting to look the same right about now. We all getting faced with the same predicament. All right? This is the book of Revelation chapter 3 verse 10. It says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation. That's talking about the hopeful elect. All right? We know what time it is. We're constantly warning. All right? The 1/3, they're doing what they're supposed to be doing, right along with the 144,000, all right, in order to be kept during this hour of temptation, all right, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. And this is why the WHO was there, the World Health Organization, all right? And this world here is talking about the entire planet. It ain't talking about, let me get that in the Greek. I believe that word should be oikoumene. Yep, it is oikoumene, which means the inhabited earth. All right? The entire planet. Okay? That's what the word oikoumene is. It's not the word cosmos. All right? It says, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. All right? And this is why they're putting these laws in place. Okay? Once they put that law in place, it's inevitable. All right? Which really the scriptures say it's inevitable, but we see the scriptures coming to life by them doing things like putting laws in place like this. All right? And this is what we talk about when we say Psalms, the 83rd chapter. The tabernacles of Edom and Moab. All right? This is what we be talking about. But y'all think it's you people out there think it's a game. All right? No, it's not a game, and they are pushing their agenda. All right? So let's go to the Revelation, the 13th chapter. And we're going to go right to the point. Revelation 13 and 16, it says, and he causeth all, the entire planet Earth, oinkameni, all right, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that is the charagma or the charagma, the MOTB. All right, so you can understand. This is the ultimate goal of these devils. And they already putting the laws in these different countries. And best believe every country that has signed on with that WHO treaty, it's called the pandemonic shit treaty. They all gonna adopt this law. Ain't no question about it, man. All right, they all gonna adopt the law which Singapore just passed. Okay, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. And remember, going back to the article, it said by any means they gonna make it widespread so you can know that this is what you got to do in order to do, to be informed. All right. And ultimately, in order for you to even operate, they're going to do what they got to do to forcibly put this jump shot in you. All right. And the MOTB. All right. Not just the jump shot, but the MOTB is the ultimate goal. All right. It says, here is wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast. For it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. And we know that Esau, Edom, those are numbers that are tied to him. All right. His rule and how he gets down on the left-hand side. All right. So we here, man. All right. This is real news. Uploaded May 8th, 2025. Hopeful year of our deliverance and Esau, Edom's destruction. And we here, man. Things are going to continue to get tighter and tighter. And prophecy is going to continue to come off the pages like no other, like it has been. So with that, I'm going to close it out. Giving all praise unto Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. And we on to the next video. Shalom.